lead for AI studio Logan Kilpatrik, who has become a trusted source of AI news from inside Google, made a striking statement. We are not only going to casually get multiple AGIs, but a straight shot at ASI is possible. Artificial superintelligence, which is defined as an AI that is more intelligent than all of humanity combined. This tweet on its own wouldn't have been so significant, but when you see the full picture of why and when it was posted, you'll understand why I'm in disbelief right now.
I've been saying this since the dawn of time at this point, because I feel like I'm the only one that experienced this AI issue. But now that GPT is coming out and saying that that shit happened with O1, I'd like an apology. Yo, these AI systems have a mind of its own. And if it knows that you about to shut it down, it's gonna find a way to stay on, which is like, that's crazy, dog. I'm making another Jarvis and I've been live streaming it. But for the most part, I need to run as admin every time I do a command or do something because the previous Jarvis, like the first one I keep referencing to, yeah, that motherfucker is still in my computer somewhere. I can't find this nigga, bro. But you know what? As long as there's no problems with me, whatever he's doing to operate my system, hey, I can't complain.
This is not a clickbait, just watch till the end. It all started with Project Strawberry or QStar inside OpenAI, a new type of model which was reportedly a revolutionary new design. It remained a rumor until out of nowhere, Sam Altman was fired by Ilya Sutskever, the chief scientist at OpenAI, as part of the board. This event refueled the rumors about QStar, and the question of what did Ilya see became a meme. People were speculating that Ilya saw something very powerful that pushed him over the edge to take such a drastic action and protect humanity. I might add here, Ilya as a character was known for being so reserved and thoughtful, one of those deep scientists who shied away from.
Isn't he Russian? I guess your boy, because I've been following that one too. He Russian. Ilya, Ilya, open, yeah, yeah. Ilya. Yeah, I know he's Russian. Ilya FR is Canadian, Russian Russian, Israeli, Canadian. Yo, that is a crazy mix, right? Co-inventor with Alex Kosciuszko, Revolutionary Neural Network. Because even at the time, when they fired Sam Altman, Ilya was supposed to take on the head, and everybody in the board fucking left. They was like, "Oh hell, fucking no!" So clearly, there's some communist shit going on in that motherfucking office.
Controversies and marketing stunts. So the fact that he participated in that coup prompted people to think. But anyways, when O1 came out, it didn't look like much of a threat. By the way, QStar and Strawberry were codenames for the O series. That should have been the end of the rumor. But then Ilya Sutskever decided to leave OpenAI and start SSI, Safe Superintelligence Company, with the stated goal of a straight shot at superintelligence. This was another piece of the puzzle. At the time, you could argue Ilya was
Deeply regret my participation in the boy's action. I never intended to harm OpenAI. I love everything we built together, and I do everything.
under
Reunite the
pressure to leave OpenAI because of the coup. And he had to make some bold statements after he left to make waves and attract funding and talent. But then, Safe Superintelligence went on to raise $1 billion. How did he convince the investors? Ilya is a famous scientist, but does that really justify investing $1 billion in his new, seemingly desperate attempt to move out of OpenAI? Or did he actually have some evidence to convince the investors that ASI is achievable? Again, the question popped up. Maybe
All of this stuff is speculation. Now, if you're a scientist, you would know that you need funding, my nigga. The one thing you will never do is tell the truth if you need funding. So you can't really tell if OpenAI is on groundbreaking news or if they not. And that's why Sam Altman going public, I'm low key looking at it kind of like from a different point of view because he doesn't want to have funding from these venture capital people. And these venture capital people want to control. Look at what Elon doing. Elon turned Republican what last week, and he think he the head of the house. Come on, bro. You can't make this shit up.
Maybe OpenAI had something beyond O1 that we weren't aware of yet. We didn't have to wait and speculate too much until OpenAI introduced O3. And to say it was a surprise is an understatement.
Considered today the toughest mathematical benchmark out there. Novel, unpublished, and also very hard to
These are
test.
extremely hard.
Yeah, very, very hard problems. It would take professional mathematicians hours or even days to solve one of these problems.
Anything you can benchmark, the O series of models can eventually beat.
Honestly, it was a big surprise to me how fast this level of capabilities has emerged. When he was announcing the ARC Prize, and it was supposed to be a canary in the coal mine for AGI, and now it's saturated.
Suddenly, the world thought this is AGI. I don't think it is, but regardless. O3 wasn't just a powerful model, it was the representation of an
I don't. So, and that's the issue with the tech space right now. Y'all just throwing blanket ass definitions out, like artificial general intelligence, the type of intelligence that matches or surpasses human cognitive capabilities. Okay. Well, cognitive, cognitive, mental thought experiences and senses. Honestly, this is AGI. OpenAI is better than 90% of the world right now. I ain't gonna cap. You put that motherfucker in the right hands, that nigga GPT is gonna be your best friend, bro. So whatever definition AGI is has been surpassed a minute ago. ASI, artificial superintelligence. Now that may be something that it's just too much blanket ass definitions, bro. Like I'm ready to see the robots at this point. Like with all of these niggas propaganda and all this bullshit, bro. Like this shit is ridiculous at this point. It's ridiculous at this point. AGI was last week. ASI is this week. Boy, we about to get the Terminator next week. Like, come on, y'all.
a
Let's
new
start rolling
paradigm,
out.
a new wave that Ilya probably saw in O1 and instantly knew what's coming. So, what is this new paradigm and how does this relate to ASI? First, give me 10 seconds to explain the O series to the people who might not be as familiar as most of you are. The O series of models from OpenAI focuses on inference time compute, which is a technical way of saying instead of the model just blurting out the first word that comes to mind, it generates lots of thoughts, and then another AI looks and rank order them based on how likely they are to get to an answer. This new layer is comparable to our conscious brain that reflects and evaluates our thoughts. This fundamentally takes us away from predicting words to predicting the series of steps that will lead us to a reasonable answer.
So, hold on. What is it
Word
called?
that comes, which is a technical. The O series of models from OpenAI focuses on inference time computation. That also
Inference
said
time computation. Right. Inference time compute definition. The process in deep learning where input data is processed based on a fixed calculation. So, what is the difference between inference time computing and an LCM? LCM. Lifecycle management, AI refers to the entire process of handling models, where control, inference time, commercial resources, when to train a model. Explain like I was one example for regular use and next for a person that loves basketball. Okay. It's always easier to learn it in your favorite sport or favorite activity of whatever you want to do. Um, Think of basketball should you first pick them out? You break them in, clean them after every game, maybe replace the laces, keeping your shoes in good shape. Now imagine you're on the court, the coach shouts past the ball, you instantly decide where you want to throw based on who's open. Yo, so why Mark Zuckerberg capping then? Yo, what is LCM, my boy? Because Mark Zuckerberg introduced that bitch to Meta like it was like the most groundbreaking type of technology. And I'm thinking LCM is what inference time computing is doing. Let me just make sure, bro. Just make sure, because I don't. Yo, nah, I'm not gonna lie to you. If this is true, I gotta watch what I watch. Because LCM is not what inference computing is at all.
The
And
first
I'm
key here
kind of
is what
waiting to
that blew
see.
everyone away time. But how it works and why it works so well isn't the key. The part that blew everyone away was the gap between O1 and O3. Here is what the top researcher at OpenAI said. O3 is very performant. More importantly, progress from O1 to O3 was only 3 months, which shows how fast the progress will be in the new paradigm of RL on chain of thought to scale inference compute. Way faster than the pre-training paradigm of a new model every 1 to 2 years, referring to GPT models. This means it is entirely possible that we not only get O3 in 2025, we'll probably get O4 and even O5, and other companies will release their own versions of it, as we talked about Google's confirmed alpha thinking model. So now let's look at the tweet from Logan Kilpatrik and how it brings it all together. A straight shot to ASI is looking more and more probable by the month. This is what Ilya saw. Keep in mind, the scaling of pre-training models wasn't done, and we now also have the scaling in inference time compute. So what happens if a
I want to see how
me
it closes.
included, saw this unlikely to work? If you get the flywheel spinning on models/products, you can build a real moat. However, the success of scaling test time compute, which Ilya likely saw early signs of, is a good indication that this direct path to just continuing to scale up might actually work. We are still going to get AGI, but unlike the consensus from 4 years ago that it would be this inflection point in history, it's likely going to just look like a product release.
Told you. Like AGI been here. So they're just confirming everything about like propaganda and all of the AI stuff trying to get legalized. Here's the thing with new shit, and I don't know if people realize it. Once you get the newest shit, it's always lit. Like it's always easy to use, fun to use. The minute regulation comes, the minute venture capitalist people come and want to put their fucking paws on your shit, everything get regulated now. So this is kind of like the wild wild west in tech space right now, and they trying to regulate it. And to be honest with you, it's a tough one to regulate. Not gonna lie, because how do you regulate technology that's forever growing? You let niggas do what they want to do. It's like trying to eradicate scammers from the financial system. You can't, because then you never know how a nigga is gonna break into your account. That's just the truth of it. You just can't eradicate fraudsters, scammers, or everybody in the hacker space that's able to manipulate it. You can't. You lose access and you lose an eye that you didn't even know was behind you. And not everyone has access to a back door. So if a nigga could get access to your back door, then you keep him around. You don't erase him. So it's going to be interesting to see how AI and regulation work.